Hello, welcome back to the channel. You join me in the dark in the Audi TT mobile confession booth. Haven't driven this TT since I did that little review that no one liked on it. Second confession, I've had the parts to sort the parts for the front suspension I've had in the boot of this car for nearly a month. It's not good, is it? The reason that I've decided to, on a work night, trek over to Dan's, which is where I'm going now, to do some work on the car is I think I'm going to sell it. Put a picture of it up on Twitter and sort of said, you know, I'm not using this car enough, someone might get a bit more enjoyment out of it than me. And sure enough, I had about 50 messages, no exaggeration, about 50 messages in my inbox. So, you know, so yeah, I'm on the way to Dan's now. Next time you'll join me, it'll be at his. We're going to change the front shocks. I've got some OEM spec Bilstein B4s, and I've got some H&R springs. I've already put the springs in the rear, so they'll just go in the front. They're only about 5mm lower than standard, so not a big change. I've obviously got top mounts and new bolts as well, so I'm pretty prepared. The only thing I don't have is the spreader tool for the hub. I'll show you all about that when we jack it up. I'll try and be a bit more informative on this one, but yeah. So yeah, next time you join me, I'll be at Dan's, and yeah, we'll be working on the TT. Maybe for the last time, eh?
Oh, no.
That didn't go well, did it?
No. Take two.
Take two. We got the H&Rs.
And the beers.
The beers, nice, thank you.
Moretti's.
The worst box of Bilsteins you've ever seen.
Carbon knife.
She's alright, isn't she?
Quality. Have we got new top mounts?
Yes, new top mounts, new bolts. Right, I told you this was going to be a bit more instructional, so let's go for step one then, shall we? Step one, move these little covering. Okay.
Now then.
You want to loosen these bad boys, but not take them off. Still got the weight of the car on it, so it's easy to undo, but we want it to be held in place when we're bashing the living hell out of this hub. I'm going to take the wheels off now, because that's the other thing you got to do, but
Big
yeah.
jobs.
Big jobs.
Not slack.
Okay.
Yeah,
there she goes. So is He-Man done then, has he?
Don't know, mate.
Some big lad. It's on there somewhere, mate. There she goes. See? I knew you had it in you.
Always got it in the car.
Right, jack in now.
I know.
Go on, where's the wheels off the camera? Nice. Scratch the wheels.
Doing a Bottas, mate.
There. There you go. I wasn't wrong, was I?
Numero.
I'm gonna go, I'm just feeling this. I reckon that is either a 17 or a 19. Oh, it's a bit loose. Is it gonna?
18.
Let's try an 18. She's on.
She's on.
Tell you what, I said between a 17 and a 19.
Somewhere in between.
I was right. It was exactly in between. So what we're gonna do, you've got to take them off first. Just move that on there, yeah. See. Long drop link on these forward tabs. But I tell you what, TTs are way easier to drop the hub down than the Mark IV Golfs et al. So, how long's the drive shaft on this side? Oh no, you still got the long one on this side, but it's not as bad. On your front wheel drive ones, you've got a drive shaft that has to go a really long route. I think it's that side. And it means that when you're trying to drop the hub down, the drive shaft just bangs like over here and gets caught, which means you can't get the hub down enough, which means you have to use all of the spring compression in the world, and you can't really get many spring compressors in there. So yeah, that's a fun story. But yeah, the hub is the fun bit really, because it's rusty as f, and it's like a, maybe you can see it on the camera probably, but it's a split.
Two over.
All right, what are you doing?
No spray, no lay.
There we go.
Oh yeah, that old bit.
Look at that, it's not even going in there. It's like it doesn't exist. There's
Welded.
no gap.
Welded shit.
No gap in there. That's welded, mate. Welded.
Right.
I told you she could have bought my splitter
On
tool.
this one.
Thank you.
The problem is never too big, the hammer is just too small.
There you go. Words to live by.
Words of wisdom.
Right, so we have removed. Where's the big old bolt from this side gone?
I think I just whizzed it on the floor.
Whizzed it on the floor. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So these bolts got a new one. Look, these are the strut pinch bolts. And kids, do not reuse these bolts. Do not. I repeat, do not reuse these bolts. This is a TTY, a torque to yield. It's designed to stretch when you've tightened it to the correct torque, and then it lives like that until you take it off. They also bend a bit. You might be able to see it in the video. So yeah, that's binned. That's all it's good for. New bolts, it's like 20 quid, even from VW, it's bloody less than 20 quid, so just do it, you lazy bastards, right? All right, so the next job is hook all these brake lines off. Then we're going to start hammering the living daylights out of a hub. What are you doing?
Take that out, mate, nicely with the...
Oh, nice, yeah.
Wrench.
No, that's the pry bar.
Pry bar, yeah.
Pry bar.
Multi-purpose.
It wasn't a torque wrench either, it was a breaker bar, yeah.
3-in-1.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more crap than I remember attached to all this that you have to get off. Because obviously you're slipping, you're trying to remove this, so there is things to take off that are just niggly and annoying. But the worst part is getting this to separate from that. You can buy a split tool, it's like a £5 or a £10. I did have one, so I didn't buy one, and then I couldn't find it. I actually made mine because it was back in the day when you couldn't just get them offline for cheap. You had to pay through the nose for them, so you actually don't have to spread it if you're heavy enough with a hammer, and you can get it off, but it's just a pain, isn't it? It's just a pain. Right, that one came out way too easy.
No, it's not. It's all the technique.
It's a technique, it's a technique. What we got here? What's this, Dan?
SDS, mate.
Right, okay.
Many little taps.
What do you think about that, Dan?
Brain's not brawn, mate.
Can I just say, on the Mark IV Golf, anything front wheel drive, this is an absolute pig, because the thing, you have to compress it loads, because the gearbox side and everything. This is too easy. Right, all you TT boys, all you TT boys, you moan about doing front suspension. You don't know how easy you bloody got it. I'm just going to drop this out now. And then, there you go. Next. Oh, I probably should assemble one of these, shouldn't I? So yeah, that thing is genius. That works so well. If you haven't got one of those, the spreader tool works nearly as well with a bit of a hammer, so don't worry. If you've got a front-wheel drive Mark IV chassis, that is so much more of a pain because you have to compress the spring on at least one side because of this bottoms out. So much easier on a TT. So, brand new Bilsteins, the H&R springs, but we've got new, the rubber and the bearing, but I need to have that nut and the spacer, so we still need to put a compressor on these and rip them apart, but still, great progress. This has been too fast almost. Soft turbos, always quick. I'm gonna get buggered by this music, aren't I? There you go, professional. We're using spring compressors and not cable ties.
Okay, duggers.
There you go. So, that's not coming back, is it?
They are fuckhead.
Now, the only reason I got new shocks is because you take them off anyway, so you may as well change them. But having looked at that, we're good, because the rear's got new shocks and they're Bilsteins, and it's got the H&Rs. This thing's gonna be mega. I don't want to sell it now. Right, so springs on compressed, we've got the boot on, we've got a bump stop on there. That's on next, isn't it? Right, then the bearing, then the top mounty boy. Older bolts, but anyway, that needs to go up in there enough that we can nip it up. We might not be able to because the bush is all new and shiny. You can't, you see what I mean? You can't get a bit of
Yep.
So what you can do is slip it in the hub.
Cheeky.
Slip it in the hub. Get it in there because it's going to be a tight fit now that we've got a nice new
Rubber.
bush. Tell you what, this front's going to sit a bit higher. Well, I suppose I've got 5mm there springs, so. But yeah, these were absolutely haggard. I don't see how squished that is there. That's haggard. Bearings were surprisingly good. Oh no, that one's not nice. Okay. One of them's a bit dead, but yeah, the shocks themselves are. I mean, I push that in. These are meant to, you know, come in and out. I mean, it's hard to come out. That's fine, but they're meant to like. I mean, look at that. That is not. That is not working, is it? It's just not working. If I go over here to a shiny new one, this probably won't even be able to push it down. Ooh, I can, but it. See how it returns back. That's what it's meant to do. That wasn't doing it. Moral of the story: that one's broken. This one isn't. Right.
Hammer, please, sir.
Hammer. How big do you want?
Round the corner.
Round the corner hammer. Oh bloody hell! Top tip. Get this hub in, you need to jack this up. So either you use axle stands or you use this bad boy, which is quite difficult on gravel actually. And basically you just want to lift it up until it goes bang! Kids, don't do this at home. Look how much that's bent. Twist it. Oh, it just needs to twist a tiny bit and that will go through. Oh,
How far off it? Oh, it is like
just,
two
just,
now and
yeah, it just needs a little spin. Spinderella.
Hopefully this will work.
Right, it looks like a bodge, but it's not. It's actually skill. Look, that's. We said that was perfectly lined up.
Something like that.
Yeah, give it a wiggle. D's. Where's D's nuts gone?
This nuts.
They got D's nuts. Okay. There you go. But it even has a D on it. D's nuts. So we got one strut sort of in. You should tighten them when you lower the car, innit, on the wheels.
Talk to spec.
Talk to spec. Right, we got that's loose, and then all this gashment paraphernalia has to clip back on. That needs to clip round there, and thing needs to plug in, and
Then
so I'll do that while you.
I'll put this together because
I was just saying to Dan, this is the first job I ever did on a car. VW Bora, Halford's car park, because that's where I worked. All I had was a socket set. Had to keep going in and borrowing tools and breaking them to get this hub off. And it was, I honestly had to do it all on my own. I had some friends come down to laugh at one point, but that was about it. And since then, did it on another Bora, did it on a Golf, did it on friends' cars. Loads of cars share this platform. Mark 5 Golf is very similar as well, so. Pain in the Assen, as they say.
in German.
In the German disease. Right, we're all good in here. All tightened up. Top mounts will be done when you drop the car. Same on this side, I think we're all good. So.
Wheels on.
Wheels on. Yeah, you might have to jack that side up a bit more. Yeah, so here you go, look. Car's down on its rims and they're sitting nice. They were popped before. You see them popped. I was about to go then, but Dan, what's this? This? I think that's a bump stop and a dust cover, isn't it? Oh yeah, look, she's looking at.
Someone forgot to put it on.
I know, what a dick. Right, so we don't want to do another load of hub bashing, so I think. Oh, we didn't loosen this off as well. Where's the? We're basically going to drop it out there, put spring compressors on there while it's in there, and you can probably ugger it. Are we on? Oh, this is trying to get the dust cover on. We got the bump stop in. All this without removing the strut. Come on. Just wiggle the spring about. Should be able to. She's going all the way down to the little. There you go.
Right.
And to push this over a bit, yeah. Looking good?
Yep. Is the spring mounted at the bottom nicely?
Yep, looks like it'll bang in place if it's not. That was a quick little fuck remedy, wasn't it?
Quick delete.
Quick delete kit, yeah. Oh wait, he's too far that way. Go down a bit.
Yay.
Keep going.
Still yay.
Cool.
To spec.
To spec. Now it's anti-roll bar time. Is that going to be lined up now?
Negative.
Oh, you know what? Like
it is.
Yeah.
That one.
Top one.
Done.
Top mount torques.
Top mount torque.
See that?
Torque to spec.
Torques to spec. Many ugger duggers.
Not sure what the spec is, but it's torque to it.
It's torque to it, yeah. So it's 8:30. I think we got there. I got there about 6:30. So 2 hours with the cock up, and we weren't really rushing. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. I tried to keep the working ones honest. I leave the F-ups in there because that's what we do, isn't it? I've done much more difficult jobs in my time, but sometimes it's the easy ones that you make little mistakes because you just rush in and you're not concentrating, or you're talking and yabbing away. So yeah, already it's actually a lot nicer riding, which is nice. But yeah, thanks for watching as ever. Don't forget to subscribe and like. My subscribers are going off like this, so I'm obviously annoying a few people, but there you go. Right guys, thank you very much for watching as ever. You're great. Love you all.